are live. So how's it going?
Well, it's been an interesting day.
Okay.
How
so?
We took the day off work to go get tattoos.
Yeah, I was about to say, raise your right hand. So, are you part of Mother Russia now? I can't even read what that says. It looks like at a first glance, it looked like the C's.
Yeah.
The CCCP. That's what it looks like. So what is it?
It is the Ninja Clan symbol from G.I. Joe.
Why did you go with that?
Because I wanted to. I thought it was... I think it's fun. I enjoy G.I. Joe. And then in the long bars, it's got the kids' names written in it in Airbush, the Star Wars language. So I went full on nerd for this.
Wow. So how did it hurt?
It wasn't too bad.
Not too bad?
No. What was worse was the way I had to sit with my arm out.
Yeah.
My hand went numb after about 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of it, I'm just like, okay, I got to move for a little bit because I have no circulation in my hand right now.
Well, did you tell them that when they were doing it?
Yeah. She was at a point where she was like stopping for a second to switch tools. Yeah. So I'm like, I just need to move my arm around a little bit.
And did she say that would be okay, or would that?
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Okay. Well, no, it's cool. So it didn't hurt too bad?
No.
So what sparked that? What brought that on?
We've been talking about doing it for like 10 years, and we just never done it. And so last year, at my 45th birthday, I was like, it's time. I need to do it.
Yeah.
And Erin wasn't ready, and she's like, well, let's wait 6 months. So January came, and I was like, it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, let's do it June 12th, the anniversary of our first date.
Okay.
So we took the day off and went and got them done.
Nice. Very nice. So what'd she get? What'd she wind up getting?
She just got a little like beach scene on her wrist. It's got 3 birds, 1 to represent each kid, and then 2 palm trees to represent us.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Nice. Well, that's an interesting way to spend your day.
Yeah. Well,
to take a day off for that. That's awesome.
So,
which shop did you go to?
She went to one. We went to 2 different shops because we couldn't get appointments at the same one.
Right.
So, she got hers.
That's so funny.
I know.
The whole point was to be a shared experience, right?
Well, we were there with each other when it was happening, so like we got them staggered.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Okay, yeah. So she sat there while you got yours. Then you left that shop, went to her shop, and you sat at that shop while she got hers.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So.
All right. Very cool.
But yeah, a couple shops down here. But Will went to go see How to Train Your Dragon today with my mom. And I'm like, don't tell her what we're doing. I want to see the disappointment on her face when she sees it.
Nice. Yeah, and what'd she say?
She hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, she hadn't even seen it. Oh, because are they watching the movie right now?
No, she picked them up while Erin was getting hers and then dropped them off when I was getting mine.
Okay, gotcha. So hold on, I thought that didn't come out till tomorrow.
Well, movies have started coming out on Thursdays now.
Okay.
It was always Friday, and then they started doing the midnight releases, and then they bumped it up to like 7 o'clock, and now it's just all day Thursday.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, no, because I think everywhere I saw it was like releases on the 13th.
Yeah,
that's what I was seeing.
That's what it still says, but.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So did he like it? Did he give you a review?
Yeah, he liked it. Okay. They showed some dragon.
Now, hold on. Did he grow up with the cartoon too? Like, he's really into it, right?
Yeah, he's really into it. He's read all the books.
Okay. Gotcha.
He's right here. Come here real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a mic.
Oh, giving him a mic. Welcome,
this is
young Padawan.
Here, I'm turning it on. Here, get close so you can hear, too. All right, give your review of How to Train a Dragon.
I say like a 9 out of 10.
I'm not hearing. Are you hearing him?
9? Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah, he said 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the first one, which I give a 10 out of 10, but it was still pretty good.
Okay, so how much of the story changed a little bit? Like, the things that they added on to make it differentiate from the animated version to the live-action version, what was, like, the thing that stood out the most?
Some of the things they said. Have you seen the second one?
I've seen all 3.
Okay.
Yes.
They started mentioning Valka, Hiccup's mother, which
I did
not like at all, because they they'd never said anything about her in the first, like, the 2010 one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
In the animated.
that was the 2010 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad, get it straight. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You searched that up with me.
So how did you like the guy that played Hiccup? Did you like his performance? Is he just as good on the live screen versus the animated one, or did you prefer the animated one better?
I preferred the animated one, but
Mm-hmm.
I I think he did really good. I expected
did?
him to do worse than he did, and he did really
Mhm.
good.
And then how was the animation of not Hiccup, sorry, of Toothless?
He was probably the best dragon I saw. I didn't really like
Okay.
the other ones because they looked too realistic.
Okay. All right, and how about Hiccup's relationship with oh, what's her name?
Astrid?
Astrid. Yeah, how was that? Because that was one of the main. Like, I've been watching some non-spoiler reviews online, and I heard one of the biggest pretensions of the movie that came out was that she's just um, she just didn't capture the character right, and she's very, very cold towards Hiccup. Which again, it's the first movie where she is a little bit cold towards him, but like there was just no chemistry between the two of them. What do you think about their chemistry?
Yeah, in this movie, they started, like, making her do things that she wouldn't have done in the first one.
Okay.
Like, she's out to get Hiccup, as in the original one, the animated one. She was just saying things if she ever, like, needed to. This one, she's going
Okay.
out of her way.
She's going out of her way to be mean to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd heard that they're took a little bit of a different approach where in the animated version, Hiccup is just a little bit odd and he's a little bit of an outcast. But I heard in this one they actually aggressively bully him.
Yeah. They're
Okay, and that's a big difference.
they're not the nicest compared to the first one.
Yeah, I can
Compared to the
imagine that.
original.
But still gave it a big strong 9 out of 10 though. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm very apprehensive. I think I've told you that this multiple times. I'm very apprehensive to go see it because I am a big like I'm not as big a fan as you where I haven't read the books, but I've watched the animated movies so many times because I love the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless. And so I don't know if I have too high of expectations that the live action could ever meet it. But I'm glad that you gave it a good review. That sounds like it won't be a complete letdown. It sounds like you can enjoy both, I guess is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. If you do
Okay.
read the first book, I'd finish off the series, but the book has nothing to do with the movies.
Correct. Yeah, I'm aware of that part of it. Yeah, they're really, really different. What I've heard for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, look at this first introduction to the podcast, Jay. You think he's ready to become a more constant contributor?
He could be. I mean, he's done two of his own, so.
Yeah.
Two.
Okay. There you go.
You did too?
Oh, you're talking about, like, episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. No, I like it. Okay. So, but it was a good time watching the movie, though. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Good time. So, yeah, we'll go. I'm thinking about taking the kids to see it, and Jay can tell you. Sorry, Jay. Dad can tell you that myself and my family, we don't go to the movies very often. We don't go. We hold that for very special occasions, and I'm thinking this one might meet that occasion.
Yeah.
Okay. All
We're-
right. Good to hear.
We're probably going as a family on Sunday for Father's Day.
I still want to
Oh,
see it
nice.
2 other times before then.
You're going to see it 2 more times?
He wants to see it every day before we see it as a family.
Whoa. When my dad was 15, he said he went to the movies like 4 or 5 times to see Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, that's. But you have to remember, back then we didn't have as many options for entertainment like you guys have.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's a big deal. No, yeah, no, but I appreciate it and I like that idea. There's worse ways you could be spending your time, I think.
Mm.
You could smoke some crack.
No. I have one more thing to say about the movie.
Okay.
If you know a lot about, like, the dragons themselves, you can notice a few dragons that weren't in the original one. They popped up in the second and third movie, but they weren't in the original one. But you have to really know what they look like to find them.
Oh yeah. See, I don't know if I know that specifically. Like, I know like his. I know his friends' dragons. Like, there's that 2-headed one for the twins.
Hideous
I
Sippleback.
don't remember the. Yep, and then there's the there's he's a smaller but chunkier one, I guess, for
The Gronkles.
oh, yep, and then I always forget Astrid's dragon's name. What was her
Deadly
dragon's
Natter.
name? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, no, I'll have to keep an eye on it. We're talking about How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. So yeah, we'll go see Toothless probably. So all right, very cool. All right. So as far as did this have like a Marvel teaser at the end that will maybe give us like an indication they might do another live action one?
If it did, we didn't stay that long.
Oh,
I
you didn't
figured
say-
since
okay.
it was a DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon movie, they probably wouldn't, but they could
Okay.
have.
Okay, I'm curious. Do you think they should do the other two movies?
Yes, I think they really should.
Okay. All right. Well, but then who do you think would be a good person to play Hiccup's mom? Do you know any actresses that you would like to play her?
No, I'd probably have to do some digging if I wanted to find out who would be a good
Okay.
actor to do that.
Okay. All right. Which one do you think would be more popular, the second one or the third one?
Live action?
Uh huh.
Oh, probably the third one. It has a lot more dragons in it.
Yep, I think I agree with you. The third one. As far as how you rank your favorites, as far as just the animated ones, how would you rank it? 1, 2, and 3. Which one? How would you rank your most favorite to your least favorite?
One being my least favorite, but I still like it a lot. Two
Okay.
being my favorite, and three being my second favorite.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
controversial, dude. Oh my goodness, no way. You think the sequel is superior to the original? Wow.
I hear a lot of
He said he likes the first one the least. I know, right? Oh my goodness. Oh,
Just so
my
you know,
goodness.
Emmy crashes the podcast every week.
So okay, now that we've got this, I got to hear reasonings behind this. So what's the deal? Why do we like the second one as the best?
Well, the first one, it as for it being like a sort of a backstory movie, it's really good. But then I don't really like that. I feel like it takes too long to get to the actual battles and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. As for the
Yeah.
third one, I feel like it's too sad and down because Hiccup and Toothless leave.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, that kind of the only option left is the second one, which I have always
process
liked.
elimination.
I've always liked, but once I actually started thinking about it, I realized that it was my favorite.
Okay, interesting. Jay, what about you? How do you rank yours?
I'd probably go 1, 3, 2.
Gotcha. 1, 3, 2. I think I do the same as well. I go 1, 3, 2.
3 was the perfect ending to the series.
It
Three is
was, and then they
amazing,
made the second TV show that kind of ruined it.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hear it then. I don't want to hear anything about it. That'll make me too sad.
I'll just tell you it's on Hulu if you want to watch it.
No, I won't. I will refuse to watch it now that you told me it kind of ruins it because I think the third one's amazing. I really enjoyed the third one. I
It's
think
good for
great.
younger kids, but then like I don't like it at all.
I think you'll have a different opinion when you're an adult.
Yeah. Or just older.
But let
in
age
general.
catch up with you a little bit. You'll watch it with a different perspective, and that's a fun thing to do. You'll be able to watch movies again from a different perspective, and you'll be like, oh, this makes it a little bit. It hits home a little different, is what we say.
If you do like the movies, though, there's a TV show on Netflix that is really good and introduces more dragons.
Yeah. No, I'm familiar with it. Yep. No, but I think, to be honest with you, with Toothless being my favorite dragon, but what I enjoy most is Hiccup. Hiccup makes me laugh a lot. I think he's really funny.
Watching all the movies, I've never really cared for what the characters do or the characters. I've always been a fan of the dragons, and that's part of the reason I know so much about them.
Now, in the TV shows, do the dragons play more of a pivotal role? Like they're more important and they have their own, they build their characters a little bit more?
A lot.
A lot. Gotcha. Okay.
They start getting more in deep on like the 5 main dragons.
Okay. And like, is that more closer to the books, going more into detail about the specific dragons?
Not really. The books was all
Oh,
about
no.
the characters and
What about the
Toothless.
characters instead? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I'll have to dive into the books. Maybe we will need to get the books. What do you think? Yeah. I don't know.
I have all 12 if you want to ever borrow them.
Do I think there will ever be a fourth animated movie?
Me personally, I don't think so, unless they make one from the Hulu series.
I think that would be pretty smart. So I don't know, Will, if you could hear Em. She was saying what they should probably do if they were going to do a fourth one. They do a time jump, and it focuses on one of Toothless's the Toothless's children.
That's kind of the TV show on Hulu. It kind of gets in depth of that, but it's like generations after.
It's like modern day, and they find the dragons.
Really, that's interesting. Yeah. So so that idea is kind of a little bit out there, but I think they could do it. I think that would be interesting. I'd watch that. I think
if this makes money, I could see a fourth animated movie, because they ended Toy Story 3 perfectly, but then they continued to make the movies. So,
isn't Toy Story 5 coming out this summer?
Yes, it is.
Is it this summer or next summer?
I think it's next summer.
26, summer 20. There's going to be a Toy Story 5. Yes. Yeah, they're just going to wring every dollar they can out of it. Get every dollar they can. Absolutely.
All right. You have anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. That's Will, our Dragon Correspondent.
Dragon Correspondent checking in. I love it. That could be a weekly segment. Right on. All right. Hey, he's leaving. You leave. All right. See you. Go. Come here. We'll get there. Yes. All right. Look at that. What a great review. I love it. That's a great way to kick off the podcast this week. Very nicely done. So, tattoos and dragons. Hell yeah. That's metal, bro. Let's get metal.
That's Viking.
Viking. Let's get Viking. Hell yeah. All right. I like it. So, what beer we got tonight? We didn't even get to that part yet.
No. So, I'm drinking an Urban Chestnut Schnickelfritz.
The Schnickelfritz! Hell yeah, bro!
I saw it at the store. I'm like, there's nothing else I want to try. I haven't had this in a while. Let's give it a shot.
Hell yes, Schnickelfritz.
So yeah, Bavarian style Weiss beer, 5% ABV, perfect summer mowing beer.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of the Schnickelfritz. Although it's because of the movie Pineapple Express.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite. That dude's getting the Schnickelfritz. Oh my god, too funny.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. So Father's Day, gonna go see the How to Train. Maybe I'll have to see if we can get seats. I doubt we'll be able to get any seats where we usually go. Because that thing you sent me about the Amazon, being an Amazon Prime member, and that you can get early tickets. I think it's like the 8th versus the 11th or whatever.
Yeah.
To go see the movie. Dude, pretty much sold out except for front row.
Okay.
Oh yeah. For the theaters I would be going to for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really check into it for us. We were going to talk about it, but that's the day we get back from our Northeast trip.
Oh man, you're going to be exhausted.
I'm like, I would still do it.
Yeah, but the movie comes out the day before your birthday. That's a great birthday.
Oh, I know.
That's Father's Day, and then birthday. Going to see two great movies like that. That's a great way to do it.
Yep. So.
Then get something else. Then you got to find a different part. Uh huh. 2 interruptions this week. Heck yeah, let's go.
We're just gonna have to get our mic.
I'll tell you what, man. Oh my goodness. So while we were trying to get the technical difficulties squared away before we started recording here, I pulled up that link you sent me because I didn't get a chance today to look at it.
Yeah.
And I went through it, and a lot of books I haven't read on here, and I haven't gotten through the whole thing. But I was going to go through Kirkman stuff here real quick. And kind of go. It's not too many books to get through, to be honest with you. I think it'll go pretty quick.
Yeah. So just for reference, it's a Men's Health article about some comic creators' top 2 to 3 books.
Yeah, and I thought that's a pretty cool article because I'm always interested in seeing what the creators are into. So, Savage Dragon. Did you ever dip your toe into Savage Dragon?
I've got random issues from mid '90s. I've probably got the first 3, and then just some random ones. There were a couple crossover ones with the Ninja Turtles.
It's just so old at this point, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
And it's just but it's only 200 and some odd. Is it 300 issues yet? Did he make it to 300 issues?
It's closing in on 300, I think.
Gotcha. So it'd be pretty hard to get caught up on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of issues. But I guess if you could get it, if you could find it, whether it be in digital format or even in print format, it's been around, so it's got to be decent. you know.
Yeah, I mean, if people are still picking it up after all these years.
But I just think at this point the lore in the world is so it's just so full.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to really catch up with it, but you know, maybe someday I'll get around to it. And then he has Preacher, which Preacher's Preacher.
Yeah.
But this one, Reckless, that's I read that. I recommended that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever got around to did you ever get around to reading it?
I've not. I've got that whole like Brubaker Phillips run of stuff like marked so I can
But the
get
nice
to
part
it.
being they're not really connected.
No,
Like,
I know.
Pick up one of them, you know, and just read it.
I've done the criminal books. Those are really good.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, man, I'm telling you that noir. God, who does noir better? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Man, it's so good.
Yeah.
That's a fun read right there. And then Gail Simone, is it Tommy or Tommy? How are we going to pronounce that?
Tommy?
Is it Tommy? We're going to go.
I
Tommy?
think so.
Okay.
It's Japanese.
It's manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Japanese manga, and I'm not a manga guy.
No.
So I don't know if I would ever try that, to be honest with you. But it's horror too, and I go, that makes it interesting. But I don't know. I just don't know if I'd. Had you ever heard of it before she listed it on this one?
No, I hadn't.
Okay. Yeah. See, I had no clue about it. From Hell. The only familiarity I have with From Hell is from the movie from the Hughes brothers.
I mean, I don't
even
Alan Moore
remember it that
those.
well, to be honest. Yeah. And then we've got Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons by Kelly Sue DeConnick. I'm not a big fan of her work.
She's hit or miss.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever read this one?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm not huge on Wonder Woman. I think.
Me neither. I'm just not. Yeah. It's just not. I mean, I'm not anti Wonder Woman by any means. It's just any book I picked up, it's just like it's okay, but it's just not for me. I guess I don't know.
I'm really enjoying the Absolute Wonder Woman, but I mean that's a totally different take on the character.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Next up is we have our creator Mark Waid.
Yep.
You knew he's going to pick some good ones. He went with DC's All-Star Superman, which is awesome by Morrison. One of the few Morrison books I actually like, so that says something. Strange Adventures. I think you read that, didn't you?
No, I haven't.
Tom King.
I haven't
yet.
You
said you did.
No.
Bad. Okay. But it's the Tom King version of it. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that big a fan of the idea of, it's just Adam Strange as a character. Just I'm familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't think I'd ever seek out a book with him in it.
Yeah, he showed up in the Starman stuff I read, and seemed interesting. So I might give this one a shot.
Okay. And then let's see here. Greg Smallwood, who I'm not familiar with whatsoever, but according to this, he did some Human Target and some Moon Knight work.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No.
But he chose Bone.
Great
which
book.
I know you did the whole, yep. And then we've got Jack Kirby's Commandy, The Last Boy on Earth. I think I've heard of this, but I don't remember it being Commandy. I don't remember that part, but I remember a book being about the last boy on Earth.
I think he was in that Brian Azzarello Dr. 13 book I read. One of the like obscure characters that he pulled in for it.
Okay. It looks interesting, but I think it would be hard to get through because it's Kirby, and that means it's dated, and so it's going to be heavy on prose. It's going to have a lot of writing in it. I have a feeling, even though Kirby was an artist, I have a feeling that he probably wrote a lot just because that was the style at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd get through that one, but next up we've got David Tosalski, who is a DC cover artist for Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And he chose Grant Morrison's Animal Man. Did you ever dip your toe into Animal Man?
I read Grant Morrison's first arc, and it was amazing, but it's just something I never went back to.
Because of reasons? Or just something that just kind of fell by the wayside?
Yeah, it just kind of fell by the wayside.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I probably read it 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got Saga, which I've got plenty of, I don't even know how many floppies I have of it, but I've fallen so far behind because of the odd release schedule of it.
Yeah.
It's one of those where I think I'd almost prefer he ended the book, and that way I can go back and collect the trades of it and kind of just read it as a whole sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's got a finite story for it. He's just trying to get through it. There have been health issues and all
What's he
kinds of
suffering
stuff.
from?
I don't know.
Okay.
So
that's a shame because
yeah.
he's a great writer.
Yeah. So they do plan on finishing it. It's just they're slowly working through it.
Gotcha. Okay. Next up, now this is a name I am very familiar with, and I love his work. I really do. So you got Bruno Redondo. He was the artist for Nightwing.
Yeah.
And he did some Injustice work as well. But mostly for me, it's his work on Nightwing, which I think he was just a perfect fit for the book. His work on that is just amazing. But regardless, sorry. His choices. V for Vendetta, which is a classic.
Yes.
He chose another classic with Batman Year One, which I highly recommend. I love that book. And then he did Matt Wagner's Grendel Tales, Devils and Deaths.
Which this one isn't even written by Matt Wagner.
Oh, yeah, it says it on the top. So I guess Matt Wagner was the creator of Grendel, but it was written by Darko Makan, and I guess as drawn by Edvin, I don't even want to Bukovic, something like that. Yeah. Own fictional worlds, new few. I know nothing about this book. Have you heard? I'm not even familiar with the character Grendel.
I've heard of Grendel. I mean, it was pretty popular in the '90s for an indie book.
Okay.
Because I mean, at that point, Dark Horse was an indie.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm not familiar with it enough to even think I'd want to try it. To be honest with you. No.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we got Nicholas Scott, who went with Madame Xanadu.
Yeah.
Which I don't know anything about it. I know of the name, but I don't know of the book.
I know of this this trade. I mean, it's Matt Wagner. So, I've heard of it. I heard of the book, but I haven't actually read it.
Yeah. And then we've got an all-time classic with Y the Last Man.
Yep.
Which that's always a. Is that if you were to say you read enough top 50 lists or top 10 lists or top 100 comics of all time, this one. I don't think it gets enough love to be high enough on a list. It needs to be higher, I think. Because it's just so unique. It was, and at the time it came out, where Apocalypse was not. It seems like today in the 2025 era. Okay, we're gonna say 25.
Yeah.
Ever since, God, what could we say? What year would we say it started? Where everything became a big obsession with the Apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have that in the 80s and 90s. Not that I'm familiar with. Like, was there anything you can really point to that was really so obsessed about the apocalypse?
I don't know. Like you had your Mad Max movies from the 80s and 90s.
And you had Escape from New York, right?
Yeah.
So you had that, Escape from LA too. But is Terminator an apocalypse movie? I don't know if I would consider. I mean, it has a vision of the apocalypse, I guess, with the robot overlords overtaking us.
Yeah.
But man,
but you had the Kevin Costner classics, The Postman and Waterworld.
Yeah. But I mean, those are just few and far between during that time frame. But you go into the 2000s, you go into the aughts and after, there's so much about it. But this one I think really stands out.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So.
And it was kind of ahead of its time because it dealt with a lot of things like the trans movement and gay relationships and.
Yeah. Especially, totally ahead of its time. I don't remember. What do you want to say? Early 2000s for it, maybe very early, or are we talking later? You think maybe tens?
No, that was probably mid 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then while you look that up, I got next one up on the list is Watchmen.
Classic.
So, yeah. Oh, here we go. And boy, oh boy, am I going to make you try to find this book because heck yeah, here we go. Our boy Chip Zdarsky is next on the list. All right.
All right. So
he chose.
Why the Last Man was 2002 through 2008.
Look at us, we did well.
Yeah.
we nailed it down pretty good there.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I just think it deserves a higher recognition.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But here we go. It's a Chip Zdarsky went with Ducks, 2 Years in the Oil Sands, written by Kate Beaton.
Which I've heard it's a good book.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. It was the 2023 winner of Canada Reads. So it's a Canadian book, eh? All right. Well, let's check that out.
Hey, so are Lemire books, though.
A beautiful look at isolation from community and the ravage of the oil sands in Canada. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that. See if we can track that down. All right, the next one he picked was Kill Your Boyfriend by Grant Morrison. I can only imagine how weird that
A youthful 90s Bonnie and Clyde trek through Britain.
Imagine this thing being weird.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then he chose Daredevil Born Again. Good on him, Zdarsky. Way to put a Daredevil book in there, as you should.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that choice there. But no, Ducks is the one I'm looking. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next up is Cinna Grace. And let's see. I'm most familiar with him as being, and I thought he was an editor for the Walking Dead books for the most part, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or he was an editor for one of Kirkman's books. That's what I remember him most from. But he chose V for Vendetta.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one called This One Summer. Jillian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki. I'm familiar with Mariko Tamaki because I think she did some Batman books, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Storytelling masterpiece. Coming of age story of two young women, the most universally poetic books for all readers. I wish they gave better descriptions about what it was about.
Yeah.
On these things, but that's one I'd be interested in that one. And then you've got Uzumaki, who was and it's brought to you by Ito again, who was also the book earlier in this list. That was that horror book under Gail Simone. So that one looks interesting. Let's see. Is the standalone Chef's Kiss in terms of terror, pacing, incredible art, and ick factor. But what's it about?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, I think the creators aren't really trying to go into like what it's about. It's like why they like it.
I get it, but still.
Yeah.
I want, if we're reading this, for anyone that would be reading this, if you go, okay, I'm interested in what you're interested in, and I might want to read that, but I kind of also want to know what I'm about to get myself into.
Yeah.
But we got Cody Ziegler. He chose Akira and Ultimate Spider-Man. Nice, I like the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, and Scott Pilgrim.
And Scott Pilgrim, yeah.
Love that. Awesome choice. Oh, here we go. Philip Kennedy Johnson. My favorite thing is monsters. Have you tried those at all? I've heard they've been on best of lists for the past couple of years, and I just haven't even tried, to be honest with you.
I've tried.
Okay.
And I've gotten, I don't know, 30 pages into it, and I was just like, I don't feel like it right now. Maybe I'll come back to it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think I haven't gotten to the meat of the story yet.
Gotcha. Okay. And then we've got Beowulf, which I think I'm familiar with this version of it. It's by Garcia and Rubin.
Yeah.
And it's just the retelling of Beowulf. And then you've got Hellboy, Seed of Destruction. Now, is Hellboy, Seed of Destruction, is that the introduction of the character, or is this the one that we're just familiar with because I think they did the movie off of that or something like that?
It's the first book.
It says, okay,
yeah. Gotcha.
So, I've never read it. It's not that I'm against it, I just haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, it's so good.
But, I mean, you have read it? Is it that far away from the movie adaptation of it?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Next up is Anne Nocenti, who's been around forever.
Yeah.
She went with Pogo, a book by Walt Kelly.
Yeah, know nothing about it.
Nothing. No, nothing. Let's see. Crazy Cat. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. It looks like it's set
Harriman.
Set 1916 to 1918, according to the cover.
So weird.
Yeah.
And then we talk about something more pleasant by Roz Chast, a memoir. Good grief. Yep. Nope. Can't say I've heard of it. Cannot say I have heard of that one. And then W. Maxwell Prince, Ice Cream Man. You've talked about Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, it's a crazy book. Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. He went with Fun Home, a family tragicomic. That sounds sad, to be honest with you.
It's a memoir, apparently.
Yeah. And then you got All-Star Superman and Saga again. Yep. And then let's see, Jackson Lanzig and Colin Kelly. They're the writers of Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Batman Beyond Neo Year. They went with Hellboy, Seed of Destruction, Batman Nightfall, which you've done the Nightfall run, haven't you?
I'm in the first omnibus. I have all three of them.
Okay, gotcha. And that's a long one to get through, too.
Very long one.
Yeah. Ooh, I like this pick. This is a great pick. Young Avengers, Volumes 1 and 2. Nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
because it says they're split. That Colin likes Volume 1, the original 2 books, and then Jackson likes the Kieran Gillian.
The second one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's see. Kieran Gillen coming up next. Sorry. Wicked and Divine fame. He came up with Sex Criminals by Fraction Zdarsky, which I have, again, the first trade. I just haven't read it. I've heard great things about it, and you read it, right? You listened to the first trade, I guess?
I'm halfway
Or
through
you read
it.
the whole thing?
I've read the first 2 trades.
Yeah, and good, not what you thought, just
No,
weird.
it's good. It's weird.
Okay.
It's not like anything else you've read.
Mm-hmm.
But
but look who's involved with it. I'm like those. I mean, Fraction Zdarsky, that's awesome. So that's why I'm like, yeah.
And Zdarsky does the art on it. He doesn't even write it.
Yeah. And then we've got Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I don't think I've heard of that one.
Trying to think, Emily Carroll. I don't remember. That name sticks out for some reason, but I don't know why.
Okay. Then we got Flex Mentalo, which that seems to be beloved by a lot of people, but again, I think it's just too weird.
Yeah, but it goes with the whole what's the group? Broadway did a version of them, and they did the TV show.
Gotcha. Umbrella Academy?
No, not Umbrella Academy. What is the DC show? It's got Robot Man.
Oh, Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol, yeah. Flex Mentallo comes out of that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And then let's see, we got Benjamin Percy, and he went with My Favorite Thing Is Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only one listed under him.
Yeah.
Our boy Al Ewing went with Ice Haven. Never heard of Ice Haven.
But Daniel Klaus, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see. And then The Complete Nemesis, The Warlock. That looks like a metal book right there, dude.
Yeah. Long-running 80s comic strip.
Yeah, there you go. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
But he also chose Jack Kirby's New God, so you know he likes weird shit.
Yeah.
This guy likes some weird stuff.
Yep.
See, Solomon Bragger. Never heard of this guy. Of Heavyweight. Have you heard of Heavyweight?
No.
Never heard of that book. See, this book is called Bottom. I'm trying to decipher what that means. It's BTTM, so I'm going to go with Bottom, then FDRS. Bottom Fords? I don't know what that means.
I have no clue.
Oh, Cronenberg and Candyman vibes? What?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
Okay. Book Alien Nation, never heard of that one. Yeah. And then Onward Towards Our Noble Deaths by Shigeru Mizuki. Interesting.
It's a war book.
As Hell. Full Metal Jacket was the way they described it in that one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see, Simon Hanselman. Alonzo Sneak. Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Tedward Classic Moot. What the hell?
Yeah.
The Devil's Grin.
Never heard of
weird,
it.
Just all go. Here we go. Patton Oswalt. Let's see what Patton likes. Oh, do you see what Patton likes?
Yes.
He likes your book. 8 Billion Genies. Wow. Of all the books that guy has read, because this guy's a comic reader. He reads.
Yeah, big time.
I know for a fact this guy reads. He went with 8 Billion Genies. That book must be good. I mean, I guess you're not lying to me.
Yeah. I mean, and he actually gives a little description of it. Everyone on Earth wakes up with their own personal genie. Everyone on Earth is granted one wish. The chaos that follows is epic, and it makes for an unputdownable reading.
That's not a word. That's
No.
not a word.
But it works for him.
Let's see. Maniac of New York is his next one. I never heard of Maniac of New York. One of the funniest and scariest piss takes on the 80s slashers. Oh.
Sounds interesting.
This is my jam right there, dude. 80s
Yeah.
slashers, heck yeah. Volume 1, The Death Train. I don't even know who that publisher is.
Aftershock, they do a lot of indie.
Aftershock.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we've got Sword Quest. It's an Atari book.
Yeah.
What?
And he said,
this?
I don't even know if these are collected into trade paperback.
If it exists. I don't even know if it exists, but go get it. See, Jordan Bloom, Marvel's MODOK series, Where Monsters Lie.
He does a lot with Patton Oswalt.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a great idea of a book. Did you read this?
No.
The comic perfectly answers the question: where do movie monsters and slashers go in between their killing sprees?
Oh.
That's a great idea for a book.
The answer is a
The
planned
answer is a
community in the
planned
suburbs.
community in the suburbs with an HOA. It's on Amazon, dude. Hold on. I'm putting you and this podcast on hold for one quick second while I can see if this is for real on Amazon. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Where monsters lie, dude. It's definitely on Amazon. It's definitely there. And hold on, I can get a used copy for $7, bro.
Ooh, nice.
I won't do it though because I just bought a book yesterday. But I need to get this book. I really want this book.
My library has it.
Oh, it does? No
Yep.
way. It does for real?
Place hold.
No, you did not. Hold on.
I did.
Second. I see your hold and see if I can raise you my own if I can get onto this thing.
Because I haven't gotten like 10 Batman books from that I have to read first.
I know how that goes. Oh, here.
Yeah, while you're looking, next one on his list is Nice House on the Lake.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I like this guy. I like his taste so far.
Yeah.
Bruh, I could get the ebook. I can get an ebook, but you can get an actual print copy.
Yep.
I prefer the print copy.
Yeah, I do too.
I wish I could get a print copy.
And then his other book is called Masterpiece. It's a Dark Horse book by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Malieve.
Ooh. Now there's a team right there.
Yeah.
What's that about?
These two masterful collaborators come back together to tell the tale of a young teen girl who might be the criminal prodigy of her generation. It's a love letter to the films of crime noir with a modern twist. The only thing sharper than Bendis' dialogue is Malieve's killer pencils.
Well, they're such a good team.
Yeah.
I can get ebook. I can't get a print book.
Yeah, I'll have to see about that one too.
I can get a print book or an ebook. I hate damn ebooks though. I'm really not a fan of the ebook. If I can, I mean, if I have to, I have to, right? But
right.
I prefer the paper book. So that's nitpicking, I guess. Nice. Gilbert Hernandez likes Zap. Zap Comics. Zap number 0. The one that paved the way for indie comics. And he liked Showcase presents Aquaman and Aqualad. Wow. This guy's going old school with that one.
Yeah.
And then Creepy Yearbook. Looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. The old Epic Comics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jim Woodring, creator of Jim and Frank. Don't know who Jim and Frank are.
Looks like he's got a bunch of weird stuff, though.
Yeah, Binky Brown meets the Holy Virgin Mary. Holy crap. Tales of Toad. Wally Gropius. I don't know any of these things, dude.
Yeah.
Beth Hetland. Like, what does this say? Astrius Polyp?
Yeah, never heard of it.
David Bezzelli, but there you go. And this one summer, it's again. How to be happy. Oh, and Kelly Sue DeConnick. She liked Armed with Madness, a surreal Lenora Carrington.
Cats of the Louvre. That was one of hers too.
Oh, I missed that one. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right.
Cats of the Louvre. These are very artsy-fartsy books.
Yeah.
Those are very artsy-fartsy. All right. Bill Sienkiewicz, if we're going to say that right?
Yeah.
Sienkiewicz. He chose Mouse.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm surprised that's the first time we've seen that on this list, too.
Right. Then we've got Kent State.
Which I've heard of.
4 Dead. So is it going to assume it's about the Kent State shooting, right?
Yes.
So that would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Then we've got the March trilogy. With civil rights books. So that bridge almost looks like a St. Louis bridge, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Interesting. And let's see. Saladin Ahmed?
Yeah, he's the current Daredevil writer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills. There's a classic.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yep. And then he went with Shubiek Lubiek, if I'm even pronouncing those right.
Yeah. Your wish is my command.
Man. But a world where wishes come true. Kind of 8 Billion Genius now, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Daniel Warren Johnson, your boy. Here we go.
And he starts off strong.
Yeah, I Kill Giants. That's a great pick.
It is.
Love that pick. Really good pick. And he picked Ducks too. All right, Ducks hits the list twice. And then he picked out Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind. That looks very manga-like.
Miyazaki, who did
Miyazaki. Yeah.
He's done a lot of animated movies.
Okay.
So I'm interested.
Okay. Then we got Fiona Smith with What It Is by Linda Barry.
Yeah, it's a memoir. Okay.
The Arrival. It just looks sad by the cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, Kelly Thompson of Jessica Jones and Hawkeye fame, and also Birds of Prey. Probably mostly known from Birds of Prey. That's why I remember her name. She went with Bitch Planet Volume 1.
Yeah. It is what
Miracle.
it is.
I got to get around to Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle is so good.
Yeah, I need to get around to that one.
All right. Here's my controversial take. I didn't get Black Hole. I gave up on it. It's weird.
Okay.
And if I'm saying it's weird, it's like really out there.
Though the Young Mutants of the X-Men are first and obvious love for me, this seminal book at Mutating Teens, if I can say that right. Oh, they're spreading these through sexual content is equal. Oh man, this does sound weird, bro. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I see it mentioned on Reddit all the time. I'm like, I'll give it a shot, and then I'm like, no, I can't.
All right, and then we got Victor Laval with Upgrade Soul.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
And then we've got Black Monday Murders, which the cover looks really cool, actually.
It's really good, but I don't think Hickman ever finished it.
It's a Hickman book.
Yeah.
It's a Hickman book. But you're saying no to that one?
No, it was really good, but I don't think he finished the actual story.
It says there's 2 volumes so far.
Yeah.
So who knows?
But I haven't heard if he's ever going to go back to it.
And then my favorite thing is Monsters.
Yeah.
I'm
going to have to go back and try it again.
But so you have tried it, you just couldn't get through it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I got into it a little bit, but I didn't get very far.
Okay. We got Pia Guerrero, co-creator of Why Last Man, with Uncanny. He picked a specific issue of Uncanny X-Men number 205.
Yeah.
What makes this one stand out?
God, I don't remember that issue.
I mean, that's Wolfie on the cover there.
Yeah. And it's drawn by Barry Winder Smith, who did the Weapon X, the original origin story that was later said non-canon.
Okay. Hawkeye, My Life as a Weapon. The whole Fraction Hawkeye run is awesome.
Yeah.
And then what is this? Does this say Pluto?
Yeah. It's manga.
Manga.
Yeah.
Okay. Mariko Tamaki, which we just talked about a little bit earlier. One of her books is on the list. Step Aside, Pops. Kate Beaton showing up again. I guess this Kate Beaton author. We might need to check her out.
Yeah. It compares it to Calvin and Hobbes.
I know. I saw that at the end. I was like, oh boy, that's a high bar right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sex. I believe every household should have a copy of this book's gorgeously vibrant comic. It also may be the most extensive, most thoughtful book on gender and sex ever. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just come on.
Yeah.
Good lord. All right. Look at that. There we go. Then we've got Sloane Leong. I never heard of her, but Prism Stalker and A Map to the Sun. Stray Toasters. That sounds like something right up your alley. But no. Then you read what's about. It's a psychodrama that follows a detective hunting down a serial killer. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there's so many books within the Battle Angel world, but just the movie. The only familiarity I have is the movie, which I really liked, actually.
Yeah.
And then what's this one?
Nickelpole Trilogy?
Nickelpole Trilogy. That just... It's painted, so it looks nice.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that one.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Matt Fraction. Let's see what Matt Fraction likes. Love and Rockets. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever read it.
It's the Hernandez brothers. It's something I've always been curious about, but I've never actually pulled the trigger on.
Said it made him cry. Love and Rockets. That sounds familiar. I know that. Let's see. And by looks, is that multiple books that he put on their spines, and that's how you have to read it in order to get through the whole thing? I guess. Or, is this manga though?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I think this is like the box set of like the omnibus.
Okay. Love and Rockets Library, Volume 1.
Looks
Three
like
Sisters, a Love and Rockets book.
yeah.
Maggie the Mechanic, a Love and Rockets book. So, I mean, are these all the different books, I guess?
I think
part of that
so.
Series?
Man, it looks like it'd take forever to get through, though.
I don't think you're wrong. There's a lot of books.
Yeah.
Because they're all, like, part of that world, you know? But it's not maybe the main part of it. Love and Rocket New Stories. Oh, my God. Yeah, a box that would make it a lot easier just to get through all of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see, Howard Chaykin's American Flag. There you go.
Yeah. Classic, but from what I've heard, I've never actually sat down for it.
Axel Alonso, The Death of Speedy. West Coast hardcore and SoCal Mexican American culture.
It's a Love and Rockets.
Like, Love and Rockets, The Death of Speedy. So, okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Love and Rockets is getting love at the bottom of the list here.
Yeah.
Then he goes with Watchmen and Preacher.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, Mike Deodato, one of my favorite Hulk artists, and just one of my favorite artists in all.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. He chose Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, and The Spirit. The first time The Spirit made an appearance on the list.
And
Have you ever given The Spirit a try?
I've never given it a try.
Yeah, me neither. Let's see. Co-creator of the graphic novel Essentials. We got Luke Arnold coming up with Day Tripper,
which is on my list of things to read, and I've heard nothing but good stuff.
Yeah, I swear to God, I've heard of this one too, but it might have just been on one of those Reddit threads where you're trying to get recommendations for just good books to read. What's this? Makes me get thrilling. Obituary writer. This might be summarized if you pass away at different times. That sounds really good.
It does.
I have to get around to that.
Yeah.
All right. Berserk.
Yeah.
That's a manga.
Yeah.
And then with Sex Criminals. Yep. And then Hunter Goranson, president and publisher of Oni Press. Here we go. With Jeff Lemire, we got May's book. Have you read May's book?
I have not read it. It's on my list though. I think I got it in my queue on the library.
But dude, ready for this? Deeply powerful exploration of grief and human frailty. He's going to kill me in that book. That's going to make me
probably.
Cry. If anyone's going to be able to do it, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mary Tyler Moorhawk. Interesting.
Yeah. Never heard of it.
Let's see. Faceless in the Family.
Yeah, never heard of that one either.
Matt Lesniewski. Never heard of any of these. And then this guy is the good Asian writer, Infidel Pornsock. That's an unfortunate first name.
Yeah.
Pishishote, maybe? He chose The Invisibles, which that's a book I think you recommended.
I've read parts of it. That was the one that Grant Morrison claimed they stole from him for The Matrix.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And then you've got Mouse again, making its another appearance. Stray Bullets,
which is another one that, like Love and Rockets, that I've heard of, and I need to look into, but I just never done it. This one's more like a crime noir one, I believe. Gotcha. And then you got Jay Stevens, creator of Dwellings, Oddville, and the daily newspaper strip Oh Brother. Yeah. With Bezamina? Never heard of that one. Nope.
Lon Chaney Speaks. And then, I'm telling you, my favorite thing is Monsters might be the best book ever written that we've never read.
I know.
Good lord.
Gonna have to give it a shot.
Derek Charm, creator of Toxic Summer, and artist of Archie's Jughead. And we're going with Jimmy Olsen, Who Killed Jimmy Olsen.
By Matt Fraction.
Ooh, here we go. Fantastic Four. Whatever happened to the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, the Ryan North run, which I'm hearing a lot of good things about.
Gotcha. Okay, then we've got Harley and Ivy.
Yeah.
I like his picks.
Yeah.
I'd read every one of those on that list.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay, and Matt Kent, part of Berserker and Mind Management.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, here we go. Like a Velvet Glove Cast in Iron.
Dan Clowes again.
Mm-hmm. Straight Bullets.
Yep.
Beautiful Darkness. That cover's really nice. I like that cover right there.
It's a dark book about fairies.
Whimsical or fool you though.
Yeah.
Dark book about a group of fairies that dives right into the deep end of social politics and manipulation, and Candy Coats is bitter truth in what may be the most horrific setting of a story they've ever read. Not for the faint of heart. And that brings the end of our list, which it took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah,
to be honest.
because there's a lot of people on there, but it
There's
really
a lot of people. Yeah.
it's given me a lot of stuff that I'm like, I probably need to give this one a try.
So I think from that list again, my favorite thing is monsters. That's definitely the winner of that list.
Yeah.
That was mentioned absolutely the most. Mouse had a couple multiple mentions.
I mean, you had the
classics,
basics like Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Year One.
But yeah, no, I mean Love and Rockets, that one. But no, the one about the I've already lost it. Which one was the one Where Monsters Lie? That introduced me to that book that I really want to read now. 43 reviews on Amazon, 4.3 average.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, out of 5 that is. So, yeah, very highly reviewed. It looks like. Yeah, I guess, but I guess it's weird. It says I love weird comics, and this one was definitely weird. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then Maze Book, which is a Lemire book I was not familiar with till reading this list, so definitely want to check that one out. So, yeah, no, a lot of introduction to things that you just never hear of unless someone tells you about them, kind of thing. It also just goes back to the point we always make that there's just too much out there in the world. To read.
Oh, yeah.
There's just too much stuff.
And I like those type of lists, too, because if it's a writer I like and that's influenced them, it's probably something I need to check out. For sure. Yep, I agree. And that's the whole point, the whole point of the exercise, because, a guy like Fraction, I'm like, okay, what he likes, I'm probably going to like. Or definitely Zdarsky. What he likes, I'm going to, so. Yep. Makes total sense. So, interesting. But, yeah, there you go. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, I have a heart out. So, let's do homework. Let's get into that. Okay. Well, real quick. Real quick, before we do that, we didn't talk about it last week. We probably should have mentioned it, that Peter David passed away. Yes, he did. He did pass away, which we brought it up just in conversation though, like very recently though, didn't we? I think so. Well, we were talking about a Hulk standalone movie or something like that, I think, weren't we? He was. It was an interview with him saying that Future Imperfect would be the perfect Hulk standalone movie. That's right. Which so, I need to go on and read it. It's what was the Future Imperfect? Yes. I thought I tried to see if I could find it. I don't think I could. My library didn't have it. Yeah. Let me see. But I could get it on. I can get an ebook of it. Future Imperfect War Zones, issues 1 through 5, published in 2022. That's not it. No, that's a sequel book he did. He did 2 sequel books recently of it. Plus, I think he did the Secret Wars Battle World for it. Oh, okay. So like the original was like early 90s. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. STL Comics posted a bunch of trades they have for sale yesterday, and that was one of them for $8. And I'm like, God, I need to get over there and get that. Yeah. Let me see if I can even find it online. Let's see, as far as like just was on. I'm pretty sure it's on the Marvel app. So if I'm going to read it, I'll probably read it there. But besides that book, he did a couple X Factor runs that were incredible. He did the X Factor Investigations run with Jimmy Madrox as like the lead. Mm-hmm. It was an amazing book. And then he did Young Justice. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I forgot about that. Yeah. 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 No, Future Imperfect. You can get it on Amazon for $138. Ooh. And paperback, published in 1994. 94. And you're saying your comic shop is going to sell it to you for $8? Yeah, I need to go over there tomorrow, I think. Let's see. Oh, that's a new. That's a new version of it. I guess. I don't know how, but I guess you could get a used one for $46. Let me see if I can find. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, here we go. Here's some reasonably priced ones. Here you go. Used reasonably priced ones. You get it for $20. Okay. Off Amazon. I was about to go. Holy crap! Your shop's about to sell you an $8 book you can sell for $130. You might want to flip that. Yeah. Read it and flip it real quick. Right, exactly. But yeah, no, definitely. I'd highly recommend to go get that. But okay, so yeah, X Factor, big time Hulk writer. Yeah. Never any controversy with him that I'm aware of. Nope. He's had health problems the last few years. I know probably about a year ago his wife posted a GoFundMe to help with their medical costs. Yeah. So that's sad. That's super sad. Yeah.
That these comic writers, it's just a part of what they do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? How they live. So, but yeah, no, I'm looking here. He did some Spider-Man 2099 work. Definitely Young Justice, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
He did. He was the comic book writer for Stephen King's Dark Tower stuff.
Yep, I'm seeing that there. Yeah,
And then
Dark
he
Tower right
did
there.
some Star Trek novels.
I'm seeing that as well. Correct. And he did some work for some Halo stuff as well. But yeah, there's your X Factor book. So, but that was in 2024. Is that just a re-release of some old work, or did he do some X Factor work very recently?
After the Jimi Madrox book ended, he did another run where they were like a corporate team, and it wasn't as good.
Okay. Yeah. And I thought, didn't he do some work with She-Hulk too? Or am I not remembering?
No, I know John Burns did the big She-Hulk stuff. He might have done it though.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on his list here, so probably not. But just super important writer for Hulk though.
Yeah,
I think that's what he would probably be best known for is his Hulk work.
Yeah, because
I mean, you'd say X Factor, but I'd say Hulk.
Well, Hulk is probably the biggest thing he did, because beyond Maestro, he did like those '90s runs that had like Smart Hulk, and I think he did Gray Hulk even.
Oh well, okay.
I don't remember for sure about Gray Hulk.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect. There it is.
Yeah,
it's one of the first ones listed here when you look up on Google. So, yeah, no, need to track that down. Take a look at that one.
Yeah.
So,
thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at Nyrdcast. It's NYRDCAST, and at our website, nerdcast.com. Be sure to rate and review the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. This week's featured song is Crimson by Show Off.